All right, good evening, everyone. This is Mark Kenny with Behind the Stripes podcast. I would like to welcome you all today on this November 10th. I have some unique visitors tonight. I have two fairly new officials that are just joining as first year officials. With me tonight is Kyla Andrew. Welcome, Kyla. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And we have Delila Knepper-Ludovissy. Did I say that right?
Yep.
All right, I did the best I could, so not easy for me. Both Kyla and Delilah, I got a chance to meet them in person the other night. We do a new wrestling officials clinic, and they just happened to be there. And I figured, hey, you're both ladies, you're both involved with wrestling, you're both here to wear the stripes this year. What a great way to get to know them by putting them online and have them be on our podcast. So thanks for joining me, ladies. Why don't we go and get started? Delilah, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? And most people don't realize that Miss Delilah here, not only is she going to wear the stripes this year, but she's also going to be involved in another activity since she's still in high school. Go ahead, Delilah.
Yep. So I'm a junior in high school. So I wrestle right now. And I decided to pick up refereeing this year.
And that's awesome. Tell everyone where you wrestle, and you get a chance to wrestle for a pretty good coach.
Yep. I wrestle at Western Rebuke. So I have Tom Danner as my coach.
Tom Danner's a rock star. Shout out to Tom Danner. I've always respected him as a coach and as a person. So thanks for joining us tonight. Kyla, I know I used to live in Belle Plaine and you grew up not too far from there. So Kyla, go and give us a little rundown of what makes Kyla Andrew tick.
Um, my name is Kyla. I'm from Brooklyn, Iowa. So as Mark said, it's not very far. Um, I have wrestled in high school. I wrestled starting in junior high, and then I did all 4 years, so that's five under my belt. And then I also tried a semester in college as well during freestyle. However, freestyle is not really my thing, and I still wanted to be on the mat, so give me a whistle. Let me go.
That's awesome. I love it. A lot of our listeners, as I told these girls earlier, a lot of our listeners are big freestyle junkies too. And I think our podcast is geared toward anyone that's involved with wrestling, anyone that has a passion. And I couldn't think of two better role models for young girls. It's going to be an interesting year for them. I know. Kyla, you said you're also a manager at the college level. Go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yes, since I'm not unfortunately wrestling anymore, I help the Cornell women's wrestling team with getting their food, doing their laundry, not the practice stuff, but the towels. And then I help anywhere I can.
Outstanding, outstanding. So, I got a couple questions for you. You kind of hinted at that. Delilah, let's first start with you. I'm going to kind of go off script a little bit that I sent you. And so, obviously, you're going to be involved with wrestling yourself, and then you're also going to try to officiate. What made you decide to get the whistle this year? I'm super excited that you're joining us. And most of our listeners don't know that you can get certified in high school. So, kudos to you. So what made you decide to get that get a certification?
So we have a class at school that you can do it, and I was like, yeah, I'll do wrestling because I love the wrestling community and it's so fun. So just help me
You
get it
know,
done easier.
That's awesome. And to a lot of our listeners may not know, like just the hotbed of wrestling that Western Dubuque has produced over the years, some great champs, some great programs, and just well run. The coaches are second to none. They have a good program, good staff, and I know their numbers are always huge, so that's good to have you. Okay, so Kyla, what made you decide to get the whistle? Obviously, you mentioned you're not a huge fan of freestyle. Was it just so you want to do all you could to give back to the sport that gave you so much, or tell me more.
Yes, of course. Um, Wrestling has done a lot for me throughout the years. It's helped me some through some pretty hard times, and it also helped me stay fit. And I always appreciated my officiates whenever they'd officiate me wrestling, so might as well get back.
Very good. That's a great mentality, and I think, um, you know, depending on what level you guys work, like every time you step on the mat, simply just being female. You're gonna have a lot of girls run up to you. I know my good friend Joe is always trying to promote female officials, and Joe's a good dude. Don't tell him I said that, but I like him a lot, and and you guys get it. One of the things that I love about having younger girls there is not only do they are they role models, but they're trailblazers too. Back when we had Nadine Johnston get the stripes, and she was one of our only officials that were female, and now like she's just been a trailblazer, now you guys are coming along, and it's great. Obviously, Delilah, with your busy schedule, what type of events do you hope to officiate this year? Go ahead and talk about that.
I definitely want to officiate at our little Bobcat tournament at Western Dubuque. I think that would be really good. And then just more younger tournaments.
Absolutely. And then hopefully, as a being a little greedy for the officiating side of things, hopefully as your high school career ends up, if you're not wrestling in college, or even if you are wrestling in college, we would love to keep you getting certified every year and keeping you on the mat because obviously little girls just flock to our female officials because it's so cool seeing someone that they could be, they want to be Delilah someday. That's what's cool. Kyla, how about you? What type of events do you hope to do this year?
I hope to do really any events. I already have told Joe that I'd sign up for quite a couple of them. I got two full sticky notes
Yeah.
above my calendar.
That's good. Yeah, so I know I talked to Joe, and I know he and I have been working on getting you some junior high events too, and so that's really really cool. So both of you attended. So one of the things that some people don't know is like all the training that we as officials go through to kind of prepare for our season. And one of the things we really wanted to do is we want to do all we could to really start new officials out feeling comfortable when they wear the whistle, like what do they do? We walked them through. We have a new officials clinic, and the other night, Rick Helmrich did a nice job. I felt we had a 3 hour meeting, and it really just time flew by. But we talked everything from, we talked about getting registered. We talked about setting up an online account so we could get you events. What were your guys' main takeaways? What did you guys like about that event? I'll start with Kyla. What's one of the big things that you really enjoyed about the clinic that we provided? And hopefully, we answered a lot of your questions you maybe had when you got there.
Yes, I really appreciated the fact that you guys had went through the arbiter process and kind of showing how we can block schedules, especially I am very, very busy at college trying to get to vet school. But it was really helpful to see how you could how you would be able to set that up and um just kind of getting like that first hand experience on the mat as well. Just kind of like and also getting tips along the way as you officiate like a match, I guess.
Absolutely. And what Kyla was referring to, for those that don't know, Arbiter is a website that we use, and that's our main hub, if you would, we put all of our calendar of our wrestling year on this calendar, and then we get assignments through Arbiter from an assigner. Primarily, I get most of my assignments from Adam Hargrave, maybe Lanny Brand. The MVC has an assigner. The MAC conference has an assigner. So, how about you, Delilah? What was one of the big takeaways you had from the other night?
Yeah, like knowing what to bring and what to always have on me, and just like knowing how to at the arbiter. I didn't really know about that before. And going through the matches really helped. So then it wasn't like my first time when I actually got on the mat to ref.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that most people don't know is, Rick mentioned the other night in our training, a lot of officials travel with extra gear, like extra whistles, extra flip discs, even extra pants, just in case you for some reason get your pants dirty or you have a rip. And so those things really, really helped. And then what we did, we got a chance to get not only these girls, but our other people that attended on the mat. We got them a chance to get out there, and we had we were at Lisbon High School, and Lisbon did a nice job providing two high school wrestlers, and then they even got a chance to observe. Coach Helmerich was there, and he came out and he kind of pretending like he was arguing with an official, and it was really kind of cool to see how we walked through that coach official meeting type of thing. So, if there was anything you could possibly change about the other night, I mean, Delilah, anything that you really wish you could had a little more experience with, or anything you would have changed about that, just for our future reference as we have other training sessions?
I like that a lot, but I think like if you did anything, it was like different like levels. So like when you're first starting and then like an intermediate, so then you get to like really know everything.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Kyla?
Maybe we could have touched on like different situations. I know with the new rules that have like come out and stuff about gear or different situations now, it would have been nice to actually see what we would do like if that were presented to us.
Sure. And yeah, I know in a couple other training sessions we've done in previous years, I know we had a more on-hand approach to like just officiating little scenarios, and we had little breakouts in the mat. And so I think one of the things we try to do is we try to just keep progressing in our training. And one of the things that you guys know is that not only are the people that maybe did the training going to be able to help you as you go throughout the year, but you obviously know, hopefully you get some contacts throughout that, and then also throughout some of the events that you can can reach out to them with any questions and things like that. Well, as you guys are getting ready to start your wrestling season, not only as wrestling manager, as wrestling participant, but now as certified officials, any other big questions that you guys might have that could help you be prepared for your first event if you haven't had one already? Let's go, Delilah. Any questions you maybe have that we maybe didn't answer the other night you want to kind of shout out now that I could maybe help you out? I don't know.
I don't really have any.
All right, Kyla?
I had just thought of one. I know. Oh, his name slips me, but I remember his face. It was the main guy that was talking.
Yep. Rick Helmerick. Yep.
Yes, Rick. I know he had stated like to get there 10 minutes earlier. Is there like any time that like you should actually like be there and like be able to like, like set up and stuff?
Well, this is funny because I'm going to introduce you to Mark Kenny time, which is most officials don't abide by that. I always try to make weigh-ins. Weigh-ins, for those that don't know, have to be at least a minimum of an hour before wrestling events, like in duels, an hour weigh-in. I try to get to weigh-ins. So if weigh-ins are at 5, like if I'm not there by 4:30, I feel rushed. I feel like I'm behind. Um, that's just my own perception. Tournament days, if weigh-ins are at 8 o'clock, I would not be surprised if I'm not there by 7. That's just me. I'm kind of weird like that. I would say the earlier you get there, I think it looks better to your administrator on duty that, hey, that Delilah, man, she showed up and she was ready to go. She was professional. She talked to me. She uh, asked any questions. She asked about trainers. Part of the reason I like to get there early is, if I haven't, and I always send an email out to administrators. Hey, I'm at your event this weekend. I need to know, are you gonna have an athletic trainer on site? Um, are you going to have experienced score help? And are you going to help with crowd control? Ask them any questions they have of me, and I give them my phone number so that way they know if there's any weather situations they can reach out to me. So I think the more you reach out to the administrator in advance, what you guys may not know is that a lot of our contracts that we officials get, sometimes we get a year out. And so, like, for example, the MVC Girls Conference tournament that I'm working, like I got that scheduled to me last season. So they know they had me on the books, but then they like to hear from me in advance. Hey, I'm going to be your official next weekend. And I try to do If not a week ahead, like at least a few days ahead, just so you know, hey, I'm looking forward to being at your event on Friday. I'll arrive at such and such a time. Here's my number. Little things like that. So is there a set time? Like if you can make weigh-ins, I think it really sets a precedence of professionalism. Um, and if you can't make weigh-ins, email the coach or excuse me, the administrator, let the AD know, hey, I'm Kyla. I have college class. I will be at your event, but I will not be able to make weigh-ins. Will you have a certified athletic trainer on site for weigh-ins? Will you conduct weigh-ins and then I'll do skin checks and pre-meet prior to the event? Little things like that. The more you reach out to ADs, the better. Um, Lastly, any words of advice to other people like yourselves that are younger, high school, college, etc., that are interested in possibly getting the whistle? Kyla, any advice you could possibly give to younger ladies like yourself to get the whistle?
The advice I would give, um, just do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I guess I could say like get yourself a calendar. I find mine really helpful. I find mine really nice, and I love doing or restarting my calendar at the end of the month.
yeah,
But yeah, just do it. Get out there. You got it.
absolutely. Thank you, Delilah. How about you?
I mean, it's always worth like it's so rewarding, like helping other people, and it's being out there in the wrestling community that is very nice and a good community. So
Well, and one of the things that I talk to college kids about, and even high school kids going into college as I go out recruiting, if you're not going to wrestle in college, or even if you are going to wrestle in college, and I know Joe said this before, it's another way to get some extra money, put in your tank, to fill your tank of gas, and maybe get home and see your moms and dads or whoever you live with, and it's a way to give back to the sport that's given us so much, and you can be as busy, speaking of your schedule, Kyla, you can be as busy as you want, or you can limit your time to be on the event. Maybe you only want to be on the mat 1 or 2 nights a week, and that's what's nice about being an official. You can be as busy or as work as little as you'd like, and it's still a way to stay involved with wrestling. Like you said, stay in shape. And my advice to you is I'm glad you're involved and reach out to people so you don't feel like you're alone. You guys know you can call me, you can call Joe, you can call any of the people that you met the other night, and I guarantee you we'll do all we can to help you out. Because I think officiating is a brotherhood or a fraternity. And it's one of those things where now that I know not only is Delilah going to wear the stripes, but I'll see her on the mat, like I'm going to want her to do great at both things. And I'm just super happy that you're involved with us. So, well, ladies, I want to keep this short and sweet, similar to myself. Haha. But thanks for joining me tonight. I wish you guys the best. Delilah, I hope your wrestling season goes well. Kyla, I'm looking forward to have you as a sister on the mat. And thanks for joining me tonight, ladies.
thank you.
Thank you.